We are now live. I heard from my Master of Technique, Maxime. Hello, I'm Daniel, also known as CeeYaa. I welcome you on Zoom and YouTube to our 25th meetup of VVVV here in Berlin in the nice Node Institute. So after our summer break, the last time was in May we had a meetup, many things happened. So many things that we cannot pack everything here, but we have already now on my list are 7 speakers. Amazing. We try to keep it tight, so I have also my timer. Any things I miss now for introductions? Want to say some? No. Then so many people, I want to say hi. Hi, I'm glad to see you all on Zoom, on YouTube. And if you have questions or other time write in the chat, we will then also discuss, and afterwards you can always point in. Then, yeah, Maxime, you also right? Let's start with Ari. Ari lasal wants to show us a contribution, VL.Interpolator.Addons. Hi, Ari.
Hi. The stage is yours. So, I wanted to show you guys what I have been doing this year. So related to interpolation and timelining and this kind of things, a hot topic. And I'm going to share my screen. Yeah. You get it? Okay, cool. Wow, it's doing funky stuff. Yeah. Good. Somehow, yippee, nice. Okay, so the foresight effect. Oh, something went wrong. I'm going to start over. That. I'm not even close. Okay. Yeah. A little Zoom problem here, or just more graphic card problem? Okay. Graphic with a Zoom.
Amazing. So, but we know good as improvisation with all our work for improvisation. Hey, I saw Kevin. Kevin Blackistone, can you save us our answers now of professional presentation? We start with an easygoing project I heard you made.
Yeah, if you think I'm professional, though, you're kind of mistaken there. Yeah, so I can
jump in. Perfect.
Start talking. Yeah, it's and in order to keep me, I'm going to run my own stopwatch so I can watch it. Yeah, as I don't have the internet at my brand new place yet, I'm limited to my laptop, which will also save time because I'm just going to be commenting on a video of the thing. This is all while I fill time to find how I share the screen again because I haven't used Zoom in like a year. Oh, somewhat happily. Is that coming through, or did I do something wrong?
Green button on the bottom.
Share.
Oh no, I did the first part, but not the second.
Looks good. Looks good.
All right. Yes.
Looks scary, but looks good.
Right. So this was a project I've been working on for a couple of years now in various permutations. And what it is radiology data that is merged humans. This is pre-VVVV. Use some algorithms that definitely aren't meant for radiology at all to make chimeras. But then to do this volumetric thing, it's basically 256 images stacked with additive blend and very low transparency or very low value. And then just sort of like volumetric texture noise, just give some of the cutaways, and then just some per layer texture effects that are giving the different colors and then they add up to a full volume. Of course, these are algorithms that have been designed much better for years with professional software, like Slicer or Horos will do this, but they don't allow me to do all of the interactive design that I needed. So sort of started from scratch using VVVV. And then the sides, yeah, were just individual slices. And then there's about 1,200 combinations that ordinarily it would be live jumping between combinations. In this video, it's just one head combo, one body combo. And then this is just the lomograph filter. So like basically a emboss on what is just actual slices of radiology data that I can't tell if I think it's cheesy or looks enough like 1920s medical imagery of like something in a jar. So I've decided I like it even if it is cheesy. More recently, I've been making individual organ animations. These are based on the this is partly from one of the pulling parts from the turntable demo for the particle emissions from mesh models. And then the camera motion feels a bit weird maybe because I use orthographic cameras when I want my video to feel weird. And then also the shader here, one of the things I love about V4 is it won't stop you from doing things wrong. So sort of this black is by pushing shader values into negatives that they're not supposed to go. So instead of like adding light there, it's sucking light, things like that. This isn't a real pulsating heart. It's just domain noise enough to make it look like that. And then, I mean, this one's just spinning. There's not a whole lot particularly fancy with it. This is a merger of 3 voice boxes. So there's, you know, a metaphor there of the air going through the voice box and using the sparkle filter from, or whatever it's starburst, but with 3 points, all very metaphorical. And then this is particle trails, also emissions from a model. There's some crazy geometry that's going on towards the base of the medulla. And I could never figure out what it was, but it was emitting like 9/10 of all of the particles, but then it looked cool, so I never fixed it. And yeah, it's sort of very fake neuronal firing. It's again metaphorical. This is again a blend of brains. This is an elderly female and a teenage male brain that were combined. So yeah, that's the latest version of this one. Hello?
We hear you.
Okay. Just making sure that I was hearing others. Yeah, okay. Well, I maybe rushed that, but I'm at 5 minutes, so any questions?
Very good. Any questions from you now?
Yes.
Yeah.
How do you get the data?
Yeah.
There is a ton of online radiology data. This is from there's this website called Kaggle, Kaggle. And a lot of it is actually case and control data. These are all controls because I didn't want to make art from people dying of cancer. So these are all the controls, but the Kaggle data set it's for a lot of purposes, but it seems majority focused on training AI to recognize either a pathology or organs. So there's organ slicing is a common thing in radiology data where you sort of like traditionally sort of have to hand draw around, say, the heart, and then like let an algorithm go through the layers and pull out, okay, this is the heart. And now you have a model of the heart, just the heart, or the lungs or something like this. So this is also data for training so that you can just tell an AI algorithm like, oh, find the heart, not, oh, I need to hand draw Béziers around the heart and then hope that it finds it correctly going up and down the layers.
So
or tumor recognition. Yeah.
Okay. So all is more based on pictures, because I was also thinking the medical data is also of the CRTs cuts.
Yeah, these are CRTs. These are all CRTs.
And no big CSV data or parsing horror, just picture going through views.
Yeah, so right, so there's this program called Horos, and that's how I took the original image data, which has a ton of extra metadata. And basically, it's just an image stack. Like all CT scans are just here's between 30 and a couple thousand images in a stack. And then there are programs that will actually make a volumetric shell geometry. I used Horos to then export it all as, I think, originally PNG, and then, what is it, DRT? Whatever loads the fastest, that someone on the forum told me loads the fastest. Whatever
Cool.
DirectX file format.
DSS?
Sure, why not? I don't have it in front of me because that's on the other computer, so I can't. It's a file format I've never used for any other project. But yeah, DSS sounds right. Definitely starts with a D.
Yes.
But yeah, so export it to PNG, I think, or maybe TIFF, and then
EDS.
convert it over to this other format, because in the original interactive version, it had to keep loading a couple thousand images every few minutes. And I was never able to find the magic sauce to async that in the background. So I basically just added a load screen eventually.
Okay, very cool.
While it froze for 1 second.
Very cool aesthetical result. Where did you show it, or where is it? In which case you present this?
This
stuff?
one has shown a few places. Originally in the Mirai-kan Science Center in Tokyo, and then the interactive version was at Ars Electronica as part of the student program. And then this latest version was in the Expanded Animation Festival of this year's Ars.
Wow, kudos, very cool. Any here? Other questions? Kevin, stabil in German. Very nice, Black. You now have really your 10 minutes.
Yeah,
Great.
20 seconds left. Why am I clapping for myself anyway?
Very nice. And now, Ari, you want to try again, or?
Let's see if I can share my screen.
Can you place the microphone next to you on
Oh, okay.
front? It's too low, otherwise.
This one? Yeah, like that. Do you get me? I'm going to try again. I don't know. Maybe there is a. Okay. Let's finger crossed. It's taking a while to share the screen. Eventually.
Try to share the screen with the application.
Yeah, I did that before.
Yeah.
It's doing funky stuff. Okay, let's try other way. Share the screen. I hope it's not a driver's thing. If not, I can send you pictures.
But by mail.
By mail.
Post mail.
By fax.
By fax.
By fax.
No.
Yeah, let's see if it holds. Okay, it's doing, yeah. I'm getting the same reception.
.NET. Can you click on details?
Oh, I didn't have the time.
Okay.
Okay.
What is about you?
CeeYaa EGL. CeeYaa EGL.
CeeYaa is complaining.
Sounds very familiar to what the other guy people don't as with this.
I would say we try now. You?
Yeah.
Okay. No, we will. Ari, we come in every round. We come then to you. You have now 6 tries, and now we try with. And we give the to Johannes Kopffarben. I heard you want to show something dynamic. I wrote here dynamic. Okay.
Yeah, that's yeah. I'm on it. Okay, that's my stage. So I try to share. This one. No, it looks good. So I did some contributions to the standard lips and just want to show it. First, we start with a really simple one. I think this one.
And then we go to...
This is you see it. It's a quite easy one. You have I bring in entity component, mesh outline component, and yeah, you can add it to every entity, and it renders for you the nice outlines. Yeah, it's just copy paste from the Stride editor, but yeah. Yeah, someone has to do it, right? And the next thing, okay, it's here included, but we have the same thing for wireframes. Finally, we can render entities with wireframes.
That deserves an applause.
Wireframes! Okay, this was the easy ones. Now a little bit more. Where is it? Dynamic buffer mesh. This indirect draw option. Here you can create a mesh dynamic from buffers, index buffer, from a vertex buffer, and that's okay. And that's a new buffer. You have the dynamic mesh has a new input pin. It's called draw.Aux buffer. And this is a buffer with just 5 integers inside. It's a indices count, the instance count, start index location, start vertex location, and start instance location. And here you can handle the draw count dynamically via a buffer. And this is really simple sample because I just use dynamic buffers everywhere. But you can now handle it with compute buffers, for example. You can have a append buffer and read back the count and can draw dynamic draw counts via GPU. Maybe I show a little bit more advanced demo of this than this one. Because I did it more or less for Fuse and my own Fuse version, so a patched Fuse version. I think you know all these compute systems. And now you can have the compute system with indices. So this is an append buffer. You just add the ID, the instance, the ID, if the distance is bigger than that's just the wanderer. So now you can just change here. So now here I work over the first 1000 particles and can switch dynamically to the 1 over position distance selection. And everything, you have these indices. And I built an indices dispatcher. It was there before, but now you see dispatch indirect, not direct. So it's no read back from the buffer included anymore. And the drawing goes indirect too. So, but this one here is just draw just the red ones. And if I change here, the other one, yeah, it draws just the red ones. Sounds not this big, but you can do a lot of stuff with it. It's just a basic DirectX feature that wasn't included in Stride. So indirect drawing was not possible. Was possible for iRenderer, but not for all the entity stuff, the material pipeline. So maybe we show some little bit more advanced. Maybe you know this help page, how to use partial hash from Chris, lines with index buffer. And now here we have something, but render is not here. Now it comes. And here I render really, yeah, some points with some.
You shouldn't come with your notebook, you should come with power.
Yeah, I know, and my notebook is really slow. But on my tower, this runs with 60 FPS, and I can increase the values much more. So this is now the lines will be rendered indirect, and you have kind of selection and so on. Yeah.
This was possible before, but now it's just faster.
Yeah, it improved. It was possible before, but with a direct draw call, no indirect, and now I doubled the FPS for this stuff.
Double.
It's double.
Ooh.
So it's some kind of not on my laptop. Yeah, I doubled the points, and now here we are. 800,000 lines, 900,000 lines, and on my machine I can go to 5 million lines and render it nicely with 60 FPS. The readback is here. This one is a non-blocking one, but that's not working for direct dispatch. So because it's always 10 frames too late.
Not everyone can use it at home and try it out on their machine, no? I don't understand. Or is it only on your...
This is for now just on my views, but I will create a pull request if I finished cleanup and the stuff is working. Yeah, then all stuff with indices then is indirect. So you don't leave the GPU if you want to push the computer system. You don't go back to the CPU. Yeah.
So you had to knock on the door of Stride, you had to knock on our door, and now you need to knock on Chris's door.
Yeah, and then we have it. yeah. So I need the going through the instances. And yeah, I will pull request this for Stride. I pull requested for VL Stride, but if Stride accepted, then we can rebuild it. And yeah, and now I'm going to Fuse there. Okay. Freigabe stoppen. I think I'm quite under my 10 minutes, right?
No, we're fine. No, we can also start now. The question now.
Oh yeah, we can. Any?
So,
Any question for this?
Randall. Hi, Randall.
Hi, Randall.
About the wireframe one, for example, it was like, okay, the material presentations can be. We did show things like material presentations can be wireframe. So if I understood correct, if you apply a tessellation mesh, you will go on the wireframe of the tessellation mesh.
Not yet. But it's possible. So it's at the end, it's just the wireframe is just a renderer, iRenderer, and you can attach it and build it by your own. This is for everything what mesh is, can use it. But if you tessellate the mesh, then you need this shader need tessellated the mesh too, and yeah.
So it's possible, but not on the roadmap.
Yeah, it's possible, but not on the roadmap. Yeah.
Others?
So, I ask you, Ari?
I did a test with another CAD and it works now. So
Otherwise, we have then Christoph. But
we can try or Christoph.
But now it will work. The third time is always the best time.
As you want. Yeah, it's always the best one.
No, now you're the running. It's the running gag in the show, so it will be followed the next. No, come on, don't choke it. Now, Ari, we try if the call or Zoom now doesn't fuck it up again.
Yeah, it was the Gamma launcher and at the same time other CeeYaa window. So two CeeYaa windows at the same time is not good
For Zoom.
for Zoom.
Because it's good, I know.
For any reason, if you have the same problem, let's see. So in the other call, it worked. Let's see. It takes a couple of seconds. I don't know, or maybe it's even other problem.
Shall I start already?
I know.
Yeah. Does it look right? Okay, looks that we have a VMUS timeliner.
So possible to share it.
Yeah, hello everyone. I'm Ari for the third time, and I'm going to show you what I have doing this year. So a kind of set of tools related to interpolation and UI and INGUI and these kind of things. And this is the first prototype of a timeliner, a functional timeliner. I already did a couple of projects with it. And it has multiple features like this kind of tracks. We have OSC support to send out OSC data to other applications, and also audio support. Yeah, for example, this track is a multi-channel. Okay, this is a multi-channel audio track, and if probably you don't hear anything, I don't know if it's going to share the. Oh, okay, feedback. But believe me, it's playing 4 tracks of audio, and we can open the audio analysis to see how they are reacting. So there are a couple of panels here, as you can see. So, and we can change the track. We have track editor and keyframe editor, and also a way to bind our model to this in this tool, because this tool works with a record or a model, and then you select the properties you want to animate in the timeliner, no, as tracks. And you can see here all the properties I have in this project, and I can select them and create a track out of them. We have here an inspector of the interpolated model, for example. And as you can see, pretty much all the primitives are supported: floats, vectors, strings. There is also a string interpolation. Any kind of a spread can be interpolated in several ways. So we can interpolate also the count of a spread or not, or doing other kind of things. And also it has a kind of a blending function. Let me show you. For example, in this track, let me close a couple of windows because this is getting busy. And the binder, for example, let's have only the keyframe. This track, I can add the animated values to original value in the model, or multiply it, or take the minimum or maximum. This is kind of a basic thing. Also, it has a kind of simple but very powerful state machine track with a couple of commands. They can be stacked after each other to do other things. Yeah, it has the basics pretty much. You don't see any curves in the tracks. So this is on the making, but the interpolation is based on twin cubes. So you can choose between them. Not, yeah, you can also switch between the keyframes, for example. And it has also a launchpad integration, as you can see here. Do you see that? Maybe the lights are not really visible. But with that, I can navigate between the tracks and also between the keyframes in an easy way, and also go to a specific keyframe so that the pointer goes to a specific keyframe. I mean, it makes life much easier when you are designing a show and the people is breathing on your neck and you have to finish the animations. And yeah, the typical things. So loop, a couple of different loop behaviors. So clamp, so it goes at the end, it stops. Or just the typical loop, no? And what else? I don't see many things. BPM. I can send BPM out to VVV, for example. Let's see what I have here. This is pretty much what it does. It doesn't have a fancy name. It's just timeliner, plain timeliner. And here you can control pretty much everything from VVV. You can stop it and push it, play, go to a specific frame. Yeah. In the VVV. This is the initial model that I built. This is based on these records. This record has a record inside, a couple of records inside, and this record has some properties. But you can make a record inside a record. Tuple and collections are not supported yet, or dictionary, just spreads, but I think it's for now. You just need to create your model with some things. You have to create a key, for example. It could be also part of an interface, but for now I'm going to keep it easy to do for the non-experienced user. And you connect your type here. That's all. So here you can also set up certain things. Like if you export application, you get a message when you try to close the window of the application. You can design your own editors for your specific types using this interface or implementing this interface. And you can define different paths for the settings and also for the project files. So, and it's quite easy to use. And here you can see the interpolated part of the thing. This is the original model, and this is the interpolated one. Easy peasy. And here you get an inspector. You can edit. You can use it as an inspector to edit your model. Maybe you don't need to interpolate anything, but you want to be able to edit the model. Yeah. And that's all. Here you have a little monitor to see all the properties changing. I didn't show you the multi-channel. So multi-channel audio. In this case, you can define the amount of speakers. For example, for this audio track, which has 4 outputs or 4 channels, you can define 4 speakers, for instance, and 4 sources. Here you see the 4 sources. Each source is the same audio clip, but taking different channels. For the first source, I take the channel 0, for the second, I take the channel 1, and so on. And then you can mix it here. In the speaker 1, I want only the source 1, and in the speaker 2, I get only but you can do your own combinations. And that opens the question, may I change that on the fly from the VVV? Yes, you can do it. And you can make your own spatialization setup here using this method. For example, in this one, I'm just, let me update that.
Zoom in more.
Yeah, sorry. So here is the source levels that we see. Let me close a couple of windows. Multi-channel audio, bam. We close those guys. And here, so for example, in the speaker 1, I'm going to change the values here, from here, and also the global level of the speaker. I use this method for an installation in May, and I was doing spatial audio with moving objects in the installation. So it's already tested pretty much. Probably there are some bugs, but but the thing is functional. And I'm going to the news is that I'm going to release a nugget probably today or tomorrow. I have to still to clean up some things and some corners and make it ready for the community. This is the thing. It was one of the few that helped me a bit with the.
He's just looking now. The others don't see him. He's just seeing the Zoom. Yeah,
That's all, guys.
it's I think even 30 minutes or less for to present it in slow-mo. I have more the feeling once I was on a fair and a light guy explained me his grandma in 5 minutes, and there were so many things now, and I have so many questions.
I would like to say something. So right now I'm using this kind of binder, which I don't really like. I would prefer that this. I do everything from this paper. Oh, sorry.
And you get the microphone again.
Oh, the mic? Do you hear me?
Yes,
it
was. Yes, but very low.
Very low.
Yes.
Maybe my voice now.
I don't think that microphone works.
Okay.
But now we are also in the task. Yes, that's good. Now we are in the question round.
Yeah.
Yeah, very impressive, man.
So my idea is to get rid of the binder, because the binder is okay, but when you have like 200 properties here, it's a pain in the ass. So ideally, and this is a request to the VVVV guys, using the object editor, it would be great to know which property I'm hovering and do everything from the inspector directly. I don't know if it's possible. I asked several times in the forum to Elias. Elias is smiling me now. This is a question also for a project I'm doing in another company, another agency. They are asking to do everything get rid of Elementa and go to Ingui. And this is one of the things that is stopping us to do the change to Ingui. So yeah, sorry for putting you in this situation.
Sune has a question. I think we're going for the question round. Or I saw Sune do this. I also have.
Yeah.
But let's start with Sune.
Okay. You had this normalize function inside the audio stuff. What does that do?
This is only for the multi-channel setup.
Mm-hmm.
It can happen that when you mix audio sources, the audio can get super loud and peak without to control it. So there is this normalize function in order to it basically takes the amount of channels and it divides the output by the amount of channels. It's a very basic normalization.
Okay. Yeah. I would suggest perhaps something like constant gain or something like that.
Constant gain. Okay.
Yes, because normalizing is a different thing in audio.
Like a power function.
Yeah, actually normalizing is a kind of dynamic algorithm or function.
Yeah.
No? I understand that. Yeah. The reason it is called normalize is not to get the people too confused with the new terms, but also use terms that the people understand. But good point. I will think about that. Thank you, Sune.
You're welcome. You know I will bug you with stuff that doesn't work.
You don't bother me at all.
That's good.
So that's all. If you have other questions,
can you make now? Now I see so much things. Can you make it new?
New. Yeah.
New?
I realized that there is not an init function, but I can do it like that. So I select all of them and then remove.
Okay, so now I understood this. So you have at the top always a time, the time is and then you decide which translation, which value, where want to get a, wie sagt man Balken? A track, sorry. Sorry, a track. Everything is a track.
It's a track.
So like everything like After Effects, you have then everything is a track. And then it can be from a value to translation to audio to object, can be everything.
Yeah.
It's amazing, yeah. And then you decide the key points, and even in the state, you can even switch then the whole what to define.
You don't need to edit anything directly in the track in the UI, so you use always the keyframe editor, independently of the type. Sometimes in other timeliners, if the type is not compatible with this way of drawing, it makes a bit mess. Okay. So I got rid of the whole track animation, and I just think on keyframes.
So, and this is all based on the record what you defined before, what you can influence. So when I want to have now an output like a color, and I say I want from black to white, you say this track.
In this record, I have a color, and I create a track.
Okay, and then I want to have it from black to white, or from red. Let's take what is, and as, yeah, okay.
So this one is red. Okay. So you have, there is always an initial keyframe.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense.
Sure.
And then we go to red, no?
Okay. And where I have the information now, outside in V4?
You see the...
I
didn't mention one thing. We have color spaces. We can define...
Sure, after I see this, I even think I can build a rocket out of it. I think there are so many things hiding that you need 100-page of manual.
I will try to do a documentation for that. You have color spaces for colors. So this is using unicolor. Because that was, I was also using lights, animating lights, and they behave a bit special with the color combinations or the color interpolations. So I decided to implement directly in Interpolator Nugget color spaces using unicolor library. And it works pretty good for lights and for everything. If you want to see the changes, here, this is, it should be the type. Let me check. Probably it's not changing. It's not changing. Probably after deleting something went wrong.
Okay, but then you just look at the object and you split it what you want, what you defined before in the record. Okay.
But internally is changing. Probably there is something wrong with the channels.
Okay, I understood. I was just that I understood the concept. And the next thing, when I go in V4 to export, then the whole thing can go away, and I just can use this whole orchestrated for my installation. Yeah. I orchestrate it here, and then I can export.
Before exporting the annexer, you have to connect your model, or you have to send the model over network to your application, or something like that. Or you put your application in the same patch than the timeliner.
Okay, so there is. And
the way I operate was having two instances. One instance with one application, which is the timeliner, and several applications receiving the timeliner over network, receiving the model over network, the interpolated model.
Yeah, also for a show control, it's amazing. Also for I also have thinking in apps or in installation. It's too less time, and it's huge. So it's
it's huge, but it's not too much. So there are a couple of things.
I'm surprised how much I can follow you, but it's a lot of things to click.
Yeah. And I didn't show you. I have other application with custom editors for specific types, and that makes your life much easier.
So we can also expect a workshop.
Yeah, we can do a workshop about e-movie. these kind of things? Or
on InGo, on this whole thing, because I see many related things to can combine as we. But I like also this way of thinking of Timeliner.
It's quite easy to operate. I didn't show you the keyframes are actually they can have a length, for example.
And this could be a blend of.
They hold the value during this time. They are kind of extended keyframes.
Sure.
Like that. Okay. Sometimes you have a keyframe and you say, I would like to that value to hold it a certain amount of time.
So, and how is it when you are on the show and the people always come, I want to change? Can you change this little bit thing, ding, ding? So it's very, in this case, flexible that you always got it, and you don't have to touch VVV anymore.
You have, I mean, if you're operating, you can change between tracks without to use VVV or to touch the mouse or something like that. Using the launchpad.
Yeah. You click on the launchpad.
But you have to use the.
I could
you
even,
have to animate the thing.
I could even ask more, but we should talk then in order. Any other questions around?
Stackable? Can a timeline be a track?
No, not yet. It's on the list.
Yeah.
But it could be possible. What I have is a cyclic tracks, for example. I can make a cycle here. Cyclic, and I can say
it's a loop.
yeah, it loops. At the start, it takes. I don't know. It's behaving a bit weird. Plus a. There is only one. Okay. Yeah. Continue.
Okay,
I mean, if we jump inside, there is something weird in the UI, but
we finished our first.
This is a kind of a new feature, and I didn't test it deeply. But you can cycle in. It's like to have like a loop, a custom loop per track, something like that. Yeah.
Amazing again. So now it took so long that you come in. Now you don't want to get out. I throw you out. And amazing. So the first hour is over. I see Christoph is waiting or not. I was thinking, should we go for a break and then you start, or you want?
I won't take so long, and I actually have to hit. So I have to hit the road. So I would really briefly talk about the beginner's course. So I will just continue, right?
Then I give you the stage.
Okay.
Then,
yeah, great.
After you in the break.
I would like to draw your attention to the upcoming beginner's course, especially to the fact that we're not very full yet, so there are quite some spaces left. And that's why we have now decided to postpone it by 1 month. We're starting on November the 4th. And also due to some feedback we got in the last 2 or 3 semesters, we made a little change to the structure of the course. So before we had this huge 12-session block, and sometimes we lost people on the way because you also have to have some time of reflection in between. That's why we first introduced a week of a break after every 3 sessions. And most importantly, we split the course into 2 parts. So I would like to share my screen to show you what that means actually. Can you see the screen?
Yes, we can.
Great. So before we had 12 sessions altogether, but this time we decided now we have basically 2 parts, of which the first part is called Introduction and Playground. And the second part is kind of a deep dive and going deeper into the VL methodologies. So let's look what's behind these 2. The first part starts on November the 4th. It consists of 6 sessions, and yeah, we're starting basically with from scratch, really for absolute beginners of VVVV. We're starting with the interface. We're starting to explore CeeYaa and Stride as the rendering engines. Then we will directly jump into the topic of textures and audio visualization, the texture effects pack, and yeah, basically how to produce real-time visuals in V4. And then we will go over to some language features, especially loops, spreads, collections. We will explore some animation and algorithms, how to use noise. And then at the end of the course, we will make a little detour into the world of views and into shaders and show you how to create particle systems. So kind of everything you need to know when you're starting with V4 and you want to create visual material and want to produce shows and stuff like that. And then if you're motivated and want to dive deeper, you can join us into the second part, which is the deep dive. And here we will basically, the first 3 sessions are just about object-oriented patching, records, classes, language methodologies in VL. Then we will also have 1 session about game development where we will also learn a bit how to build a simple state machine. And we will go into networking protocols and data visualization. So also how to get data from real-time web APIs, how to handle data stored in CSV files. And in the end, we will go over into tools and workflows. So basically best practices from real projects, how to structure applications, how to tackle certain issues. Also, yeah, a good moment to reflect what has been happening in the past 12 sessions and also to ask questions before you're released into the wild. And yeah, these 2 parts you can book individually. So if you're just starting, you can book this part. If you have some expertise already under the belt, you can just go for the deep dive. We will still do everything very visual and play with CeeYaa and Stride, but it will be much more focused on creating objects, building applications, yeah, stuff like that. And but also it's possible to get the full bundle. So if you want to join nonetheless for all the 12 sessions, you can also get that. I think I don't have anything to say about that anymore, but I will stop sharing. Yeah, basically that's what I wanted to share about the course. If you want to join, there are 2.5 weeks left. And also to everybody who's watching this right now, share the course within your networks, send it to people who might be interested. We would be very happy to see you in the course. So also hello from Rosie. At this point, it's not only me. We're doing this course together and we're looking forward to see you. Thank you very much.
Yeah, good. I'm also happy I saw something had a student of you had an exhibition stuff. So Zavadavi made it on Instagram, a weird, crazy installation of a full room projection. It was a student of the last course, huh?
She took part, I think, 3 sessions, 3 semesters ago.
Okay, so yeah. This is also amazing if there's a collection or a place where already students, alumni can
alumni,
show,
yes, yeah, totally. Yeah.
You should collect some stuff of your students or show what they presented. When I was seeing this, I was like, oh wow, okay, it's already very advanced, so I couldn't even think about. Yeah,
I still have some other students from the beginners courses who I'm trying to get into the meetup to present something, and if they watch this right now, they know.
Yes, you know.
Next time it's your turn.
You're already booked here. Then I just get the names, and then
yeah, I won't do this in public now. Yeah.
No, not in public. Yeah. We have other ways. Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much.
Or break. We go to the break. Thank you. How long is the break? How long do you need for a beer? Let's say 10 minutes. You are slow drinker. 10 minutes. So let's start at 2025? Yeah, 2025. Okay. We are live? Wow, that's quick. One button. So, back again. Oh, and the picture start, all people are quiet. Very good. Hi, back again. So, second round. We see here on the start pole, Elias, Arzeno. What do you have to show?
So we started to work on that V4 is the VSD host. I think we posted it in the forum. We posted it last month. I was a little bit on holidays, as you all know, but so finally it's now back on track here. So I will just give you a quick, peek preview where we are. Let's just give me. I need to share my screen also, no? Yes. You really hit this button, no? Where is it? More. Share. No. Work here. Okay. So yeah, I think I will just start. So I basically have on this machine, it's a test machine, I have only one VSD plugin installed. It's this one. It's called oh god. Oh come on. No. It's called Blackistone. Maybe you know it. I think it was a good example. Christoph showed it to me at Link. So it's pure data as a VSD plugin, which is quite nice. So I installed this one on this machine. So this is the only one I have. So let's go maybe to the audio help patch here. So I open this audio player, so I have something. I think we don't. How is it with the sound now?
If you screen share, you have to check a box to transport your desktop audio to Zoom. You have to stop your screen share and do it again.
Okay.
And there's a little checkbox.
More share.
Share again, and then before accepting, there's a little checkbox.
Oh, yeah. Share sound. Okay. So it's this, I know. Maybe I disconnected for a minute. In any case. Okay. Okay, let's continue. But maybe I can turn the volume down. So, but we have some signal, So in any case, so I go audio. So it's really all very rough right now, still to say. I have no VSD, obviously, because it's in its own package, which I need to reference first. But now, if I go again, audio VSD, I find these two plugins, Blackdata FX. I have no idea why there are two. Something I would need to read up. But I always tried this one. So okay, I connected. Now, good sign already. No, I hear nothing. As we see, the signal comes in, nothing comes out. So I can show the editor, and now basically we are in the world of VSD now, or in this case, I opened the editor of this pure data, of the plug data, where we can now say new patch. Now these things are documented there. It's called, what was it? Help me out. ADC. I need to press enter here. So this is to get the audio signal in. I have a DAC to get the signal out again. So if I just connect those, you see the left channel is now back, and connect here, right channel is back. So, yeah. And I don't know, we can do some. I really have no idea about this stuff here. But yeah, that's you all know it's better than me. You can do it. Control E. What's happening now? I don't know. But so this is this part. So the audio in, audio out works already. The UI works. Something else maybe of interest. I think I can just here say disable. Yeah, nice. Maybe also interesting is that you can pass parameters in, but that's a little bit sad because in the initial development we had basically the pins which each VSD plugin offers. A VSD plugin can have parameters, and we offered them here as input pins, but turns out that we can only do so by actually loading the plugin for once. And by loading it, which we do in another thread in V4, basically for our compiler, this then doesn't work for rich plugins like this one, because they are built, but I understood at some point they are based on this framework called Choose, and so they are developed with this, and this has some sort of, let's say, restrictions, and it only expects one main thread and one audio thread. So if I touch it with the two threads, it will complain and start crashing from then on. So this is now the quick way of saying, okay, we can't offer like statically the pins this plugin has to offer. So for now, the parameters are just passed in as a dictionary. This is just to give you a quick thing here. So in this pure data thing, I could now create a parameter here, like, I don't know, call it foo. So I have this parameter, I could pass it into this patch here, which I could now connect here. So now I have a parameter in my plugin. Now, yes, it would be super nice if this just would have popped up as a pin, but like I said, there are some restrictions which need either a workaround or let's see, but it's not the point for now. I can still feed this value, this foo. If I basically feed this dictionary, I do it with a const. Now a trick probably no one knows. On the const, you have a const dictionary. You can press Ctrl+, and you can rename this input here in this configure menu. So I can call this one, the first one, foo.
What the fuck?
I no one knew that one. Huh? So now I have this, let's put an LFO here or something. If I connect this one here, it should, here, you see it already, coming in now. And if we put this guy back on, where did it go? I don't know, should do something, no?
The range is not.
Yeah, the range is not what it expects. I guess I would need to go up here. I don't know. Different issue. I didn't really test this. I don't know what he wants here. So I'm not a pure data. It's not the point. In any case, so you can. So this is where we are. And the other thing maybe interesting is, let's save this patch. So I save this pure data patch, no? VVVV test. And now, what happens if I quit the application and start again? So I also save this one. Now, currently, you see this first pin here on the node on the V4 side, which is the channel of the plugin state. Not entirely sure whether this stays or not, but the point is the system will now store the state of the plugin on when I quit the application on F8. You see the pin now changed, and if we look at this file in XML, we would see some binary blob basically stored here. So if I now press F5 again, you see it's coming back. So this guy came back in the same state. It did not come up empty and blah blah blah. So it saved the state in this bin. So this could basically then use attached. I don't know where you need to. Can be your own thinking of where you store it, because if you create an export, your own application, you wouldn't have this storage in the pin anymore. You would need to have your own way of saving it to a file or something. So that's the current approach. And yeah, and of course hide the editor again. And this is it for now.
What?
Is the edit?
The editor is not
version now. I told it again. So, but
in V4.
is it dockable? No, not yet. Like I said, I hit this roadblock a little bit with this threading problem, which it's not a problem of VST per se. It's a problem of these plugins built with Juice, which is this framework, which expects one main thread. So if I would now open another, so VST basically allows it, but if I would open another UI, it would just say ciao. So not sure yet how to approach this, but I guess we need to do it the same way as we will need to get our own render windows dockable with some fake window. I don't know yet.
Yeah.
But some magic needs to happen there. For the docking, yeah, and for the pins, there would be a workaround to have basically a plugin loader as an external application, which just reads the plugin, reads the pins, and it's also shitty. I don't like it. Not sure it's really needed. Let's see. Or it's a dynamic pin thing. So I think in beta it was done like this. You had some sort of config pin where you said which ones you want to have, and then they popped up. Could also be an option. Or there's some inspector UI where you click which ones you have. For example, this plugin, this Blackistone plugin, it has 500 pins. So it makes no sense. If I just read if I just ask it for its parameters, it says, oh, I have 512. Yeah, so you have a node like that, which makes no sense. So yeah, it's a little bit of we're not through there. So, yeah. But yeah.
And is it VST2 or VST3?
VST3. Yeah. This is it. This is the current state.
And I assume that if you don't feed it with any audio, it will work as a VST instrument, no?
Right now, I'm assuming I'm loading a effect or a filter.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think they are marked by a subcategory. The VSTs, they tell you whether they are an instrument or so in case of an instrument, they wouldn't have an audio in, I guess. I don't know.
Where do you need to place them in your on your hard drive?
Yeah, this one I just installed normally, like here in this Blackistone case.
Normally in the same
so here on this machine I just did the download here, and it's installing it to some default location which is documented on the VST manual. And so we are reading from there, but you can also place them beside your patch. Basically like the shaders work or the...
Okay. So you have a VST folder.
I call it VST3. If you place that subfolder beside your patch and put the plugin there, it also shows up in that patch.
So you can put it into your own repository and...
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
That's cool.
Yeah. Super. Very nice. Work in progress. Very nice. Cool. So there are no any hidden questions to Elias? No, then one more you have? I heard also in our waiting list this Tibian. Hi Tibian, did you hear us? Or
yes.
Because yeah, amazing, nice to hear you, because I couldn't see you the whole evening. I just hear that you are in space here everywhere. Nice to hear you. So, and you come, last time you showed us something amazing from Gamma and Python.
Exactly.
This time you're going to new ways, or you boost up your beast? Here, I welcome you.
I have an extra audio channel here, which I don't know where it's coming from. Wait a second.
Sounds like your YouTube.
Yes.
Or your neighbor is watching the stream. It's like football, long delay.
I'm an hour behind, yeah. Different time zone. Yeah, it's about the same thing because people often ask me, hey, is this still a thing? Is it working? Are you still on this stuff? And yes, I am. But I also do like normal jobs. So I'm not full-time on it, but there are a few updates and I'm gonna share them with you. I hope it's only like 5 minutes. And after that,
more time than you take the time you need. The stage is yours, and it
yeah,
works.
after that, I have a patch that I started to do myself with the package, which is kind of interesting and maybe shows a little bit more what kind of possibilities it have and why it's really cool to have this kind of system in VVV compared to Python or whatever. So let's start with the first thing. What it is. So if people are joining the stream and they don't know what I'm talking about, it's a package I've developed for VVVV that connects with the Python runtime. You can configure a Python runtime and then load things with it. And what people usually do these days with Python is, of course, call AI models and interact with them. And then after the first release, there were a few updates. So interestingly, people came to me and asked me, oh, we need this and this and that for this and that project. And the requirements are often very specific. And people often hope to solve a problem in their project with a certain AI model. And for that, there are a few additions now to the system. And 3 of them are for audio. 2 of them are quite similar. They detect human emotion in an audio stream. So you can give them an audio file, or in the case of the VV package, which is kind of hard to do in Python, I've seen, to call this model with real-time buffers and real-time audio and have very low latency. But in VV, this is possible now. You can use the audio engine, same one ADS just showed, put an audio stream into a model, and then you get different values for emotions like angriness, calmness, and so on. And this model wasn't that good. So in the project, we developed a second binding for another model, which has less emotion, but works much better. It's very distinct on what you can detect. And then there's a second model that will just tell you what it detected. So this one, yeah, I was probably typing on the keyboard while I was running this model. So it detected some keyboard typing. Then maybe there was a frog in my room. I haven't seen it, but yeah, detected a bird or a squirrel. Maybe I was whistling or something. Also quite nice. So there are audio models added to it. And then there's a third one, a quite specific model that detects laughter. And the output or the project that was done with that is quite kind of funny. I'm going to show you just 2 screenshots of it. This is a little box that you can put in any room, restaurant, office, whatever. And then it kind of monitors the atmosphere in the room. And this is actually quite interesting for different reasons. It was part of a mental health campaign of a company. And it can actually, if you configure it like that, it can, if the mood in the room is too sad or people don't laugh, it can also start to tell jokes. So that was one thing that was done with a V4 patch and this system. And then people also used it in the wild, and maybe I'll show you a few videos if you haven't seen them. This one is from Gargamel from Romania, which is a camera input, and then you have very low latency. I think only 1 or 2 frames. And yeah, you can do an AI mirror. Then there's another project I quite liked, which looks really nice in China. That's I think it was a fair or something, and it was about nature. And this project is running 3 screens and calculating 3 video streams in the same time. And you can see yourself as kind of an animal in the water. Like if you look into some lake or something, you see a reflection of yourself, and this one reflects yourself back as some part of nature. And this shows the speed of this package. It's very, very optimized, and you get, with a 4090 desktop card, you can run 3 video streams at the same time and get a good frame rate that is acceptable to use at runtime, which I think is quite exciting. So the next one is pretty cool one. It looks super nice. Was done by RBDX. I don't know his name, but very nice project. We don't have the audio, but there's also with audio. It's audio reactive, and you see the sculpture reacts to audio, and I think it's very nice design. Looks great. So last video I'm going to show is something connected to the little patch. I mean, it's a big patch, but the system I'm going to show you. Some addition I did to the package was that you can use control nets, and control nets are things that help the image model to figure out what it should say, display. In this case, you see in the top left corner a 3D model, and the input of the model is put into a control net, so you have a very, very close representation of your 3D input on the AI output. And that opens a lot of creative possibilities, I think. And the prompts that you add and 3D then get combined to a final output. So that's what people have done with it so far. And now I'm going to show you a patch that has 4 parts. So you can create a Python environment that has a lot of dependencies to run a language model and an image model, and let these models then interact with each other. And then you can input something into the image model, and then you can use the output of the image model to use it in real-time rendering. And I think that is what makes it unique, that this AI system is embedded in VVV and in all these possibilities you have with VVV. So let's start the patch. Let's see, open the console window. So if we now load the language model, we should see that it's loading. Okay. And then we can load the image model. It's also loaded. So we have both models now in the video RAM. Okay. So now, the interesting thing in this patch is now that if you do generative installations, the key point that differentiates them to just showing a video is that you can generate new stuff all the time. So it's never repeating thing. And with AI models, you can do that as well, but on a really high level. So your input can be really like human-like, of course, text or language. And this patch here in the LLM actor has a model that talks with itself, basically. There are three kind of personalities that talk with each other. The first one is an explorer that talks to an ecologist and asks the ecologist an interesting question about some ecosystem. Then the ecologist explains or answers this question. And after that, an artist comes and takes the whole conversation and creates an image from this conversation. And let's start the LLM. So this is the LLM, the large language model talking to each other. So what are some key factors contributing to the decline of mangrove forests? Then the ecologist comes, explains things about agriculture, settlement, things like that. And now the artist comes and creates a description from what was just talked about. And we should see this output now here. Yes. So I moved the patch aside. We don't really need to look into these things. These are just the parts that define the system. So, and then the next question comes, and it could be something very different. And the model just runs over and over and over, just asks a new question. And because the first prompt of the model is so open, just ask a question about a biome or an ecosystem. The output, because these language models also have random seeds, the output is very open. And the output is never repeating, like a generative rendering. And then, it changes to the next prompt. There's a transition from one prompt to another one. This one looks a bit funny. I was experimenting a little bit with not only describing things in nature, but trying to instruct the artist also to create some abstract artwork. And this one didn't really work out so well. But you can see kind of where it should go. So then the next one is you can then take this image and put it into some kind of particle system and then take like interpreted brightness as depth or something as the normal map. So we should see that in this output, but we don't see it because I've probably forgot something. There we go. So now now we go a round trip. So this output now can be taken, the output can be taken, feedback into itself. So this model, this patch here takes the A output and creates some kind of 3D thing of it, which we should see here. And then we can zoom in here. And then we can take the depth value and the normal value of this 3D rendering and use that in the particle systems to kind of have a some kind of 3D interpretation of what's happening here in the AI system. So this is a bit random. I was trying a lot of stuff. I'm not really happy or finished with it, but it's just, I just wanted to show how interesting is, or how many possibilities you would have with this kind of system in VVV.
No, very cool. A bit random, we know from Refik.
Maybe. That is the demo and the update and the things you can do with it. And maybe last words, I want to thank all the people who joined the early access, because it gave me time to continue it and also pay my bills. So a lot of thanks to them. And maybe what's coming up, maybe also interesting.
And it's also an invitation for more people for early access, because it's very interesting to play with it. So join the early access.
You got, yeah, you have one, yes. And now what's coming up, I want to create a website for it that focuses on showcasing what you can do with it, and also maybe make the process of joining this the early access easier. And at some point, maybe sell licenses over the website, and hopefully also promoting V4 with it inside of the AI community, if it works out. So the website is not ready yet. I wanted to show it today, but yeah, it's quite complicated. I've never done a website, so
you can ask the AI. Ask the AI, yeah.
Maybe in 2 or 3 meetups I can show the website, and yeah.
The entry point that is given right now maybe would be interesting to see again for those who haven't seen it yet, like the forum post you made about it.
The forums post? Yes.
So people know like where to get the information, how to get there.
Yeah. Yeah, just go to the
VVVV. Entry points without a website.
This is the website.
This is the website.
I think currently, if you go to Google and you Google VVVV AI, I think it's the first hit. Yeah. Also quite easy to find.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, keep it going.
Yes, and here you can also find my contacts, and if you have ideas or something to share, just write it here or contact me over here. And then hopefully see you in some other meeting.
We will. Yeah, amazing. Like also the last time. So when you say you have no website, also in this post, very well described what inside, what the steps are, and also what you showed in the meetup. And I would be very happy if you show up here once in real life, in real time, to meet in real time.
The mic, could you put the micros?
Oh, is the mic too far away? I thought it's this one now. Is it on? Ah, okay. I have to talk more into this. Yeah. I just wanted to say, so there is also a good description of what the whole thing is about in the 2 videos. The one you showed the last time in the meetup, and this time you're also in the meetup to show the updates, and it's always amazing. And people get a good overview of this. And I said it would be also amazing if you show here up at once in real time to see in real life that we see us all again.
Real time AI in real life.
And yes, I also played with it now, and it's amazing how fast this things always happening when I think. And it's true, this process of installing models coming from Hugging Face. This is my internet connection was like, okay, I get a lot of coffees to wait until this is done. But yes, this is another topic. Big models when you play with AI, a lot of data coming to your computer. But when it's there, it's cooking really fast stuff.
Yes, and the updates that I did in the meantime was also about installation. So installation is now much simpler because there's something called Conda, which is a Python environment management system that I'm now using, and that made things more easy to install. So it's less help from myself is required now to install it, which is nice. So probably I can publish it at some point when this process is more streamlined. But are there any other questions, or should we go on?
Yeah, I just wanted to ask. So, other questions? It's who already played with it here? So we have 3, 4, 5, 6. 6
Thanks.
people already. And yeah, there are many crazy use cases would be popping up. And so no questions from you who have already well. But another thing, the Chinese projects where they are looking in, they let it run, so it's not an export or an exe. Is it an exe or just a VVVV running with all the stuff and
I'm not sure if it was an executable in the end, but I think so, but I'm not sure. It was a combination because they started to develop the project in open frameworks. And so it's definitely 3 open framework executables. Each executable has 1 camera input and then sending a spout texture, so it's GPU texture sharing to VV. In VV, the frames, so there are 3 frames after each other, always process another camera image. So you have camera 1, camera 2, camera 3 times. So, and if you have a frame rate of over 80, you get almost 30 FPS per camera feed. And the cameras were probably at 30. So it was almost processing the cameras in their speed.
Wow, cool. So because this is one thing, I stepped in since some weeks before I didn't. This was often too many things, other things to be done. But it was often okay when I export the whole stuff. And yes, it's that when this would be. It's still amazing that you can make a whole model or a whole system and you export it and you can even then distribute it, and it's just a whole package. This always.
Did you try that?
No, I didn't have the time. I was happy that I could get then everything run and try it out and whatever. But I was thinking for the next step to try it, or is it possible to really?
I never tried it myself because I thought, oh, that never works. But maybe it's possible. Maybe it's. I mean, if all the paths are correct, there shouldn't be a much difference to the patch and the executable in the end, if it finds everything. So let me know if it works.
Yeah, it sounds amazing to build an own app based on whole AI models without even me. I'm not an IT or a guy, just a design thing. And often suddenly something pops up. Oh, I can do this now. Oh, I didn't understand it, but happy. So very, very happy. No questions around? So we thank you again. Amazing stuff. Yes, and it will pop up in the descriptions that we can jump on your actual website. And maybe we wait for your new website.
Yes.
Good luck. Or nice to see you again.
You too.
So, do we, now that the list is over, I saw that Christine, no, but yeah, that's cool, be quiet. Last row, but do you have something to show the last row? Because you have something on the screen. It's something where the angry teacher at the front says, hey, when you are quiet, come to the stage and show something.
Yeah, I can show the
I finished it, the in-GUI docking window management.
Just now, the bad people in the back row.
But I already showed it, but now it works.
Okay, then
So I found a bug in Stride input manager. And
you
yeah,
no, there is no. So we give you the second time the stage. You are a showman.
wait, I need to come back to the.
So you have to describe now yourself what you are talking about, because I have no notes about it.
I'm coming. Yes. So I already showed it before. I think last meeting, but I don't. Maybe not.
Oh, fine. It's your picture, big picture on the huge monitor.
Yeah, now we are here. So I finished this in-GUI window management system, I think a half year before, but there was a bug, and now I found the bug and fixed it. It's not contributed now, but it will be part of the standard labs soon, somehow. But what it is you have an in-GUI, a new in-GUI region, the in-GUI Windows region. There you can put windows inside. So now CeeYaa frontend is just a window, a CeeYaa window. It's inside the here. And then you got something like this. You got this one, you have your in-GUI windows, and now you see, oh, what's happening here? Okay, it's somehow docking, it's nice. But you can put all your windows. And maybe Go, maybe Visual Studio Go. Yeah, and you can put it here. I think it's maybe nice for maybe Aris.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, it's maybe helpful to order all the stuff.
Even for Gamma.
Yeah, it works like the editor, more or less. Totally different, but did the same.
And you can save the position.
You can save the position. Yeah, you can save the position. You can open your window. Even you can. This is really funny. You can catch your windows. So if you take the main window and zack.
Oh.
And
magic.
Zack. It's not.
Like,
it's not big enough.
Catching butterflies.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, and you see, every time I put out something, the new Windows goes up. And now the input, so this works since a half year, but now the input management works. So every, so the Stride scene here got the right input, the CeeYaa scene here got the right input, react to the mouse, even if I put it out.
The one behind is not reacting.
And the one behind, and the one behind is not reacting. This one is here. This is now a part of a part. Now it's a big window. Even you can, of course, you can dock something outside in the new Windows.
Oh.
Yeah, you can dock everything to everything. Maybe here in the new. Yeah. New one here, and yeah, you can save it. But you have always one main window that's holding all the stuff.
And full screen and stuff is also working. It's outside.
Yeah. Full screen is working even This one is working. 3, yeah. But always for the big windows. So here. Even the command stuff is working. Yeah. Yeah. It's not. Yeah. It's maybe there's some more bugs. But you will see now. We dock it here. It's not docked. Yeah. Docking this. No, all docked. It's funny. Yeah.
Yeah.
So now we need to add it for the CeeYaa engine as well. Now we need to add it for the CeeYaa engine as well, for the CeeYaa backend. This is Stride, no?
This is all Stride, yeah, but you can render CeeYaa inside.
So
now
I'm pretty sure there will be this one guy coming and saying, "Hey, I don't need Stride. I have an executable of 100 megabytes now.
you can.
But I want to have this."
Actually, I don't need the Stride.
Yeah, you can port it to CeeYaa too. I think it's possible, but I'm out.
You show us that is already possible. So
yeah, and it should possible with Stride too. With CeeYaa too, it should possible. So this is CeeYaa. This is not CeeYaa. This is Stride render.
But someone else can do it.
Yeah, you can use my code and port it.
can you show how you are rendering a CeeYaa layer into that? Is it just a texture or?
Yeah. This is a CeeYaa renderer.
CeeYaa renderer. Stride, yeah.
This is CeeYaa renderer of Wait, where is the CeeYaa branching?
Yes.
I have this layer widget.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
It's just a layer widget.
Yeah. Cool.
Okay, very good. So it was a
Yeah, and even you can have this entities and renderer and CeeYaa.
Can you can play after school? Can you switch off your sharing? That I can say thank you for this nice aperitivo. You're the final one and say Dankeschön. So I think we are kind of done. Anyone want to say something to the community, the Zoom meeting, the internet?
Thank you.
Thank you. Was again a nice pleasure. Thank you to you. And are there any final words normally?
You have the final words.
I give it to Maxime that he pushed the button. And
Thank you, Maxime, for controlling the Maxime,
yeah. He pushed the button and then we are out. Thank you.